What are the best days for sex to avoid pregnancy?
All of them, if you want to be totally sure.
I'm hoping to get it in at least a few days a month.
Have sex during your period. That's almost certain you won't get pregnant.
Most guys find that gross.
Ovulation usually takes place on day 14 of the ovulation cycle. You absolutely don't want to have sex on that day, or the day before it.
I don't know where the starting point of that countdown is.
Day 1 is when your period starts. That lasts 3 to 7 days, and you can have sex for a few days after your period ends, probably without being able to get pregnant.
When can I have sex without getting pregnant?
Day 14 is when you ovulate, and you're fertile 3 days plus or minus that one. So avoid days 11 to 18.
The egg only lasts about 1 day.
Sperm can last up to a week, but 3 days before is usually enough, so having sex on day 11 means you could get pregnant.
And that's why you said a few days after I had my period, up through day 10, was safe.
And day 17 is usually the end of your fertile period. Since you don't always ovulate, try it on day 14.
So that day 14 is plus or minus a few days.
You can tell when you're ovulating based on cervical mucus or basal body temperature measurements.
By the time I can tell it is the fertile time, it is too late to prevent pregnancy.
Then wait until at least day 18. Then on day 19, you can rest assured it is almost impossible to get pregnant, unless your menstrual cycle isn't 28 days.
I know ovulation is halfway through the cycle.
Days 19 through 28 are safe to have sex on for pretty much everyone. If your cycle is longer, consider the last 10 days before your period to be the safest.
I'm only thinking about two particular people right now. Me and my man.
There are people who use natural family planning and track their fertility to know when not to get pregnant.
I've also heard the joke about the word for people using natural family planning is mother.
The mistake of counting day 1 as when your period ends is pretty much a guarantee you'll get pregnant.
That's why I asked about it.
If you don't want to get pregnant and don't want to use birth control, use a condom or other barrier method.
I was hoping to go all natural.
After you've had a baby, you can nurse exclusively for several months to prevent pregnancy.
That's about as bad advice as telling me to have sex when pregnant, to ensure that I don't get pregnant again.
In theory, the long sleepless nights after you have a baby are pretty good at making sure you don't have sex.
They imply sleeping like a baby is peaceful, but only except you wake up every 2 hours to cry. Parents want to cry every morning after waking up that much too.
If you have sex while nursing, know that you'll risk going fertile again when the baby starts eating solid foods.
That's why so many urine pregnancy test samples are sent to doctors in stage 1 baby food jars.
In summary, no sex for the 3 or 4 days before ovulation, and wait until after day 17 after your period starts to have sex.